So, Uber's latest earnings are out, and yeah, the numbers are impressive. But honestly, the real story here is where they're headed next. They've basically given us a map of their future. So today, let's break down that Q3 2025 report and figure out what's next on Uber's agenda. All right, let's get into it.
Okay, first things first, let's just try to wrap our heads around the scale we're talking about. Look at this number, almost $50 billion. That's not revenue, that's the total value of every ride and every order that went through their app in just 3 months. It's just a mind-boggling amount of activity. And that's the foundation they're building everything else on.
So, yeah, that massive number, that's the engine, right? It's what's funding the whole operation. But the big story here isn't just about being big now. The real question, the one we're all asking, is with all that cash and all that momentum, where are they pointing the car next? And you know what? Uber's not being shy about it. They've laid out a super clear strategy, a whole new roadmap. And let me tell you, it goes way, way beyond just getting you a ride.
Okay, so this is their game plan broken down. You can see they're thinking about a lot of different things. Turning a single trip into a lifetime experience, basically keeping you in their ecosystem. Pushing into local commerce, not just food. Building this hybrid future with a mix of drivers and self-driving cars. And of course, weaving generative AI into everything. Now for this explainer, we're going to zero in on two of the biggest, most game-changing bets they're making that push into becoming the store for your entire neighborhood and their long-term dream of self-driving. All right, let's tackle that first big priority. It's this idea of going beyond just restaurants. Uber doesn't just want to deliver your pizza anymore. They want to deliver, well, everything. They're making a massive play to be the one and only app you need for pretty much anything you can buy locally. And this chart right here, this tells you exactly why they're so focused on this. It's all about the size of the prize. I mean, look at this. The food delivery market, which they already dominate, is huge. Like a $2 trillion pie. But groceries and retail, that's a $10 trillion pie. It's 5 times bigger. That's the monster market they're going after now. So how are they actually pulling this off? Well, it all starts with making it incredibly simple for you. Right there in the same app you use to get a ride or order dinner, you can now search for groceries, you can search for electronics, whatever you need. The whole idea is to bake this new everything store right into an app you already know and use.
But let's be real, we've all been there, right? You order one thing, you get something else. Getting this stuff right is actually pretty tough. And this is where they're leaning heavily on tech. The app is using AI to literally coach the shoppers in the store. It gives them tips like, hey, here's how to tell cilantro from parsley. It sounds small, but it's all about making sure you get exactly what you ordered. And then there's the classic headache. The store is out of what you want. So what happens? Instead of just saying tough luck and giving you a refund, the system's AI is smart enough to suggest a good replacement. You know, like a different brand of that same thing. And you can just tap to approve it or not. It's a simple fix, but it makes the whole thing feel so much more reliable. Okay, so it sounds good in theory, but is it actually working? Is this big bet paying off? Well, let's look at the data. And the numbers don't lie. When people start using Uber for groceries and retail, they become way more engaged with the entire platform. Their usage jumps from under 5 times a month to over 6. That's a huge leap. Basically, they become stickier, more loyal customers across the board. And that extra engagement, oh, it definitely translates into cold, hard cash. Get this, the grocery and retail business is already on track to do around $12 billion a year in bookings. So let's be super clear here. This isn't some little side project anymore. This is a massive multi-billion-dollar business all on its own. Okay, so that's the everything store. That's what they're building for right now. But at the same time, Uber is placing another massive bet, a real long-term moonshot on the future of self-driving. Now this is key. They're not trying to build this from scratch by themselves. They've teamed up with the absolute titan of AI and chips, NVIDIA. And their goal together is to build the AI brain for the next generation of self-driving cars. Cars that are specifically made to plug right into the Uber network. So let's break down how this partnership actually works, because it's pretty smart. NVIDIA brings the hardcore tech, the self-driving software, and the massive supercomputers to run it all. And what does Uber bring? The network. They have an insane amount of real-world driving data from billions of trips, plus all the know-how about running huge fleets of cars. You put them together, and you get what they call an AV data factory. The whole point is to use their combined strengths to get self-driving cars on the road and integrated with Uber way faster. So we've got these two huge, ambitious plans, right? The everything store and self-driving cars. So, how do they fit together? Let's take a step back and connect the dots to see what Uber's ultimate goal really is. It's actually a pretty clear evolution when you look at it. Uber is shifting from being a simple ride-hailing app to becoming this all-encompassing platform for pretty much everything you do in your local area. And the crazy profitable business they have right now, that's the engine. That's what's paying for this huge, ambitious vision for tomorrow. And that really brings us to the ultimate question, doesn't it? Their ambition is so much bigger than just a ride or a food delivery. What they really want is to become the fundamental operating system for your everyday life, the go-to software for how you move, eat, and shop. So the real question isn't about their next quarter's earnings. It's about whether they can actually pull off this future they're trying to build.